Hi, it's Peter from the Cell Bar. Just wanted to do a quick video with an unboxing for the Galaxy. It's our latest quantum energy hydrogen processor machine. Really a beautiful machine, hooks up directly to your cold water source, produces quantum energy hydrogen water on demand. Excellent unit. In the box, you'll have the machine itself. Very attractive machine. Sits on your counter like that. Has a simple outlet plug. Also in the box, you'll have an instruction manual. You'll have some 1/4-inch tubing. You'll have a drip tray. The drip tray is a magnetic drip tray. Connects to the front by a magnet. Very nice. You'll have a very simple plumbing hookup. 3/8, 3/8, and 1/4-inch tubing. This basically will connect to your cold water source. I'll do a video on that in a few minutes. You have some plugs to secure the 1/4-inch tubing when it hooks up to the device, the back of the device and the unit here. And then you have a small magnet here. This is just to show that your quantum energy component is working on the machine. When the machine is functioning and the energy component is on, if you hold the magnet up against the side of the machine right here, you'll see the magnet jumping. That magnet jumping will tell you that the energy components are all functioning properly. Okay, you'll notice when you first look at the machine, there's some blue tape here that will be removed. In order to remove the top part, you're going to press down on both sides. That releases the cover. Take that off and set that aside. I'll show you what's on the inside of the unit here. There are 3-stage filtration here. First 2 stages produce RO water, basically strips all of the impurities out of your tap water. So this hooks directly up to your tap water. Tap water comes into the machine, goes through these 3 stages. First 2 stages are going to strip all of the impurities out of that water and turn it into purified 0 TDS water. Very clean water. The 3rd stage is now going to introduce the healthy mineral content that you do want in your water, which is going to ultimately convert your tap water into a purified, super clean, mineralized water with all the healthy mineral content that you want. That water is going to flow into the internal tank. That internal tank is then going to be processed for the quantum energy hydrogen water, and it's a very simple process. If you notice, you can open up the inside here, just take that off, put that to the side. You'll notice there are 2 internal tanks here. The tank on the right is for distilled water. The tank on the left is water flowing into the machine. This will ultimately be the clean drinking water. Okay, so you're also going to notice 3 red plugs on the inside here. These 3 red plugs actually need to be removed. You're going to pull those out and you're going to discard them. That's going to allow water to flow into the machine. The tank on the right here, like I said, is for distilled water. This tank is going to be filled up with distilled water. Has to be purified, 0 TDS. We recommend distilled water. Would be the best thing. So you buy distilled water, you fill up this compartment here, and that water stays in there, and that water is used for the hydrogen process. When you turn on the machine and it's hooked up to a water source, water is going to flow in through the filtration, and this internal tank is going to fill up with clean water. This is going to be the drinking water, and that water is constantly going to be replenished as you create quantum energy hydrogen water and you dispel that water from the front and you're drinking that water. The machine, since it's hooked up to your cold water source, is constantly going to be pulling in fresh water, taking it through the 3-stage filtration process, bringing it into the tank as super clean water, then running the process for that. Okay, I've walked around to the rear of the machine. On the rear of the machine, you'll notice 3 plugs here. All the size for 1/4-inch tubing. This one right here is for your water going in from your sink. So the 1/4-inch tubing is going to go from your sink into here. You're going to have another piece of tubing that's going to come out of here and go either into your drain or some kind of drain. It could go into your sink, could go into your washing machine drain, depending on where you have the unit located. You could actually just run that tube and run it into a plastic container hidden away under the cabinet, under the unit. Anywhere where the wastewater, when it gets released in the machine, can get discarded and collected. It can go down a drain. It can go into a container that you just empty once a week. Okay, in order to take these out, what you're going to do is you're going to push on the little gray thing, and you're going to pull these out. You're going to remove the two of these on this side. One is going to be tubing in for the live water source. One is going to be tubing out for the wastewater source. Like I said, that diverts into a drain. Over here, this plug remains in the machine. Basically, what happens is your internal container that holds your distilled water, every once in a while, that water will need to be changed. The machine will tell you when it's ready to change. It will actually give you an E3 fault. When you see that, you simply get access to the back of the machine. You get a cup or a container to collect the water. You release this plug, remove it. The water will drain out. You let all of that water drain out. You discard it, and then you refill the internal tank with fresh distilled water. Put the cover back on, plug in the machine, and the error will clear, and the water will be ready to process. Okay, just to talk about the tubing, you get a certain length of tubing that comes with the machine. This tubing depends on, where you install the machine, what the distance is from your cold water to the back of the machine. You're gonna cut this tubing based on your needs. You're gonna need two pieces. Some tubing is going to connect from the cold water source into the back of the machine. The other tubing is going to go from the wastewater out into a drain. So depending on your setup and how you do that, you'll determine on how you need to cut this tubing and what works best for you. You should leave a little extra tubing in the back of the machine so that if you need to pull the machine out at some point to change when you do the wastewater maintenance, when you do the distilled water change, or if you need to access the top, you want to be able to pull it away from the wall. It would be good if you had just a little extra length of tubing that allows you to do that. If the tubing that is in the box is not long enough for your setup, you can just buy any 1/4-inch tubing. This is available at any hardware store, Home Depot, Amazon. Very cheap, standard 1/4-inch tubing. You can get it anywhere, as much distance as you want. So if you want to put this machine in your kitchen and you're running the tubing from the back of the machine behind the wall, underneath your sink, you may want to drill holes to keep the tubing out of the way so you don't see it. There's all kinds of options that will depend on your particular setup and your particular application. And we can help you with that. If you have any questions, just get in touch. Thanks. All right, I just want to show you very quickly what it's going to look like when it's installed under your sink. This is your cold water side. This is the tube that connects to your faucet regularly. You disconnect this tube first turn the water off. Disconnect this tube from the cold water source. And then you're going to take our 3-way converter. This is the 1/4-inch tube, and you have a 3/8 and a 3/8. You're going to connect that to this cold water source. You're going to connect your cold water, your tube to your faucet to the top. So water is going to flow out of the wall. It's going to go back up to your faucet so you could use your faucet regularly. And then it's going to go also into the unit through this 1/4-inch tubing. And you have a little on-off flow switch here that you can turn on and off to turn the water off to the machine or onto the machine, whatever you want. So you can either control the on-off water from here, or you can control the on-off water from here. So basically you can use your sink as usual, and this connects to the machine. The 1/4-inch tubing is just pushed into here, and that secures it. And then you take one of those little blue clips and you put it between the gray and the metal, and you put that in so it keeps the gray part out away from the metal. That basically secures that tube. There's no way you can pull that tube out, and you won't get any leaks, and that's it. So that's what it looks like when you're done. This water now is turned into is off. When you want to turn it on, you flip it up, and that'll turn the water on. And that's basically it. This tubing now will connect directly. You'll run this tubing. This tubing is going to go into the inside of the unit. This is going to be your water in line. And if you need to maybe drill a hole through the back of your cabin or the side of your cabin, or however you want to run this tubing to keep it out of the way, it's very easy to do. It's only a 1/4 inch tubing, so it's very easy to hide out of the way. And then you're also going to have a piece of this tubing that connects to the back of the unit, like I said, that comes out of the wastewater release. And you're going to have a piece of tubing that goes from the back of the unit basically into a drain somewhere. And we talked about that before. So this is what it looks like. Very simple connection, very easy. This is you probably don't want you probably need just a wrench to do this. You probably don't need more than that. These things are normally hand tightened type of things, but just have a wrench handy just to be sure to make sure everything's tightened up and you're not getting any leaks. All right. Okay, after you've removed the red plugs and you filled up the right side with your distilled water, you're going to replace the cover and lock that down. Secure that like that. You're going to put the machine cover back on. And lock that down by pressing both sides. Okay, now the unit is ready to turn on and let the water flow. Once you turn on the machine, the water will automatically flow. Just be careful when you turn on the machine and the water automatically flows. That wastewater, you're going to want to have that line sticking into a drain or sticking into a container. Because water is automatically going to flow through the filtration, and as it flows through the filtration, for the first few minutes, it's going to cleanse those filters, and you're going to produce some wastewater. So you want to make sure that that line is pointing into a drain when you turn on the machine and you start letting the water flow. Okay, I think that's just about covers it. If you want any more information, you can go on our website. It's www.thecellbar.com /instructions. There will be pictures and actual written instructions for everything that I've just talked about in terms of how to install the machine and any maintenance that is required. There is all the information in the instruction manual as well. But we'll have all this information on our website just for you to check out from time to time. And go from there. So it's really a beautiful unit. We have this unit on our counter at home. We use it daily. Excellent unit. We're really excited about it. Great for family use. Great for commercial spaces. It's just water on demand. No more need to buy bottled water. You're basically converting your tap water into mineralized, purified water, and then you're converting that water into quantum energy hydrogen water. Excellent machine. I appreciate the time. Good luck with your unit. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope you enjoy the Galaxy. And if you need any more information, one more time, www.thecellbar.com /instructions. Thanks. Okay, now that we have the unit all hooked up to the plumbing, and everything's set up and water is flowing. You should have heard the internal tank fill up with water. You filled up you should have filled up the tank on the right with your distilled water. So now what we're going to do is going to power on the machine. So you're going to hold the power button for a couple of seconds and the machine's going to power up. Now my machine's already primed and running. And I'll just take you through what some of it says right here. So you have a reset button. You're going to use that ultimately when you have to change out the internal filters. You don't need to worry about that when you first start up. You have your power button. You have a wash button here. And then on the right side, you have a hydrogen button, an energy button, and then 3 different cup sizes, a full cup, an 8 ounce, 6 ounces, or a non-stop flow. And you'll have those choices. So what you're going to do when you first start up is you're going to hold in this wash button for 3 seconds until you start the wash cycle. The wash cycle is going to run for about 5 or 6 minutes. Make sure that your your tube that's coming out of the back of the tank into the drain is secured in the drain, because sometimes the pressure of the water could make that jump. So secure that in the drain. Once you hit that wash cycle, you'll hear water flowing into the machine. It's going to go through the filters. It's going to filter out any dust that might be in there from the sediment in the filters. And you'll notice that initially, all the water that comes out is going to be wastewater, and that's all going to come out the waste tube. You're not going to see anything initially coming out of the front of the machine. However, be ready with a bucket, a container for the front, because eventually when you hit that wash cycle, you're going to let it run the first time. After it's done, in 5 or 6 minutes, you're going to run it again. You're going to press that wash button for a few seconds. You're going to let that wash cycle run again. Eventually, when the water starts to become clean, you're going to get less wastewater coming out, and the water is going to start flowing out of the front here. And once the water starts flowing out of the front here, now you know the machine is primed and ready, and you're done. So you're just going to run that wash cycle once, twice, maybe 3 times, just to really get everything flowing through the machine. The machine will tell you when it's ready, when the water's clean, and you'll start getting some water dispersed out the front when you run the wash cycle. And once you see that, now you're ready. The machine is ready and primed and ready to run. Now you'll notice the machine takes a lot of actions on its own. So as the water comes in, as you dispel water at the front, and it's bringing new water into the internal tank, it's automatically going to bring that water in, and you'll see a little flashing light here that says Purify. That's telling you that the machine is pulling water up in through the filters. It's filtering the water in the back, running the RO process through the 3-stage filter, and it's refilling that internal tank that's going to be your drinking water. Once that internal tank is full, you'll also notice that the machine will automatically run the hydrogen for the internal water. So that's just going to happen automatically. As that water gets taken down in the internal tank, it'll constantly automatically rerun the hydrogen to keep the hydrogen at a steady level of about 3,600 parts per billion. So it's an excellent machine, very easy to use. It's automatically going to pull water in and purify it for you, and it's automatically going to run the hydrogen process for you. All you need to do when you're ready to drink is you're going to hit the energy button. When you hit that energy button is now running the energy process, and that is on demand. So for that energy button is going to run, the energy process is going to run for 15 minutes, and for 15 minutes you can dispel quantum energy hydrogen water in real time. The water is already hydrogenated, the energy cycle is running, so the water is getting energized. So all you're going to do is when you're ready to drink, I just picked the full-size cup, that's 8 ounces of water, and then I'm going to insert the button here to dispel. You'll see the numbers here. This is the hydrogen number. It'll stay in a range of around 35 to 3,600 parts per billion. The water is dispelling out of the machine. The hydrogen process is run, so you're getting hydrogen water. The energy button is blinking, so you're getting the quantum energy, you're getting the MRET, you're getting the terahertz. That's all happening in real time. I went with the full cup, that's 8 ounces, so it's going to stop once the 8 ounces is done. We choose to drink out of copper cups. And that's it. Once that water is complete, now you're ready to drink. I can drink that water and I'm done. The energy button will continue to run, so if you want to continue to dispel water, you can continue to dispel water, and that energy process will run. When you're finished, all you do is turn the energy button off, and you're done. If you forget to turn it off, don't worry, it's going to automatically shut off after the 15-minute period, and that's fine. And now the machine is going to be just ready and primed and ready for use. All you have to do when you're ready to drink, hit that energy button, hit the size of the glass of water that you want to drink. You could do a non-stop flow, where you're going to have to start and stop the water. You could do a full cup, which is about 8.5 ounces. You could do a medium cup, which is about 6 ounces. And that's it. This also right here, when it's not showing you the hydrogen, this is going to show you the TDS. This is the total dissolved solids of the water that you're drinking. So this is showing you that your water that's been purified by the filtration system in the back, that RO system strips everything out of the water, but then it also puts back in all the healthy mineral content that you want. So you're going to see that you're going to have some total dissolved solids. That total dissolved solids is a reading of the healthy mineral content that's in the water that you're drinking. So that's it. Very simple machine. Good luck and enjoy it.